Welcome to our Live the U Virtual Learning Academy. On behalf of the Wood County Committee on Aging, we welcome you to this program. It is holiday candy cane wreath making, and we are very fortunate to have today with us a student from Bowling Green State University, Claire.
Thank you, Danielle. Let me start by screen sharing my PowerPoint. There we go. Okay. So obviously, like she said, we're gonna start with, or I'm gonna teach you guys step by step how to make candy cane wreaths like the one that you see right here. I'm gonna go into the step-by-step process. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to do it. I have been doing these for a while now, so I've picked up some things to make them a little bit more sturdy, because when I first started these, they're a little bit flimsy. They're candy canes glued together. But throughout the years, I've found out some tips and tricks on how to keep them a little bit more sturdy. And plus, they're going to be on your door, so it's not like they're going to be swung around anywhere or anything. They should stay in place, and I hope I can make that happen for you guys. I'm also going to go into the history of wreaths as well, just a little bit before we get started here. So let's keep going. First, a little bit about me. So, like Danielle said, my name is Claire. I'm a junior here at Bowling Green State University. I'm in my third year. It's kind of scary. But I am a tourism, hospitality, and event major. I also have 2 minors. I have a music industry minor and a marketing minor. These pictures right here, a little bit about those. The dogs over here, that's my dog and my brother's dog. My dog's the big one. Her name's Grace. She's a long-haired German Shepherd. She's 5 years old. And then her best friend on the right is River. She's a chocolate lab mix. She's 3 years old. They're best buds. So cute. And I recently became an aunt on August 10th of this year. So that's my nephew there, my brother's first kid, Nathaniel David. He's the sweetest ever. He's gonna be 4 months old soon. It's crazy how much he's already grown. This picture is when I first met him. I had to wear a mask. And a little bit about how I started making these candy cane wreaths. I started my senior year in high school because I wanted to give a few of my friends a gift, but I didn't really know what to get them. And I was kind of on a budget. I didn't have a job in high school, so I was working with a minimum amount of money. And I looked actually on Pinterest and I saw these candy cane wreaths. I said, well, that looks easy enough. I had most of the supplies at my house anyway. You know, I had gift wrapping bows and ribbons. All I really needed was the candy canes, and those aren't that expensive. So I said, let's just give that a go. And I just kind of taught myself how to do it. And from there, I've obviously, like I said, I've learned some tips and tricks on how to make them a little bit better, more sturdy. And since then, my mom's asked me to do some for her friends. So every year I do a few candy cane wreaths for friends and family, whoever wants them, whoever I need to give them a gift without spending so much money. And plus, it's very customizable. You can really customize it to whoever you're giving it to their style. And yeah, I think we're gonna go into, yes, the history of wreaths. I wanted to do the history of wreaths rather than candy canes because I don't know about you guys, but I've got a general idea of the history of candy canes. They're canes, but I really didn't know too much about wreaths and like why we hang them on our doors and all that. So I wanted to share what I learned with you guys first before we get started. So we're going to start with the origin of wreaths. So they go back before even the Romans, the ancient Roman times. They're made from a variety of different material like ivy, oak, olive, wheat, and a lot more. Obviously, we've grown from then, but I thought it was kind of cool because we're making wreaths out of different material too, like they did, not wheat and ivy, obviously, but we're going to make a wreath out of candy canes rather than the normal like garland or all this. And then on the picture here in the slide, you'll see, you know, these are tree branches, flowers, berries. They got different things than the normal wreath that we usually see. Here we go. What do they symbolize? The circular shape symbolizes eternal life. And I read in an article that some believe they were used in ancient Rome to represent victory. So what would happen is they would go into battle or start a war, and if they won, people would put wreaths on their doors to just symbolize that, hey, we won this war. And this question was one that I was really, really curious about. Why do we hang them up on Christmas? I had no idea why. It's been a decoration for how long? I know I have a wreath up in my apartment year round to go with each holiday, but specifically on Christmas, Christians use it as a way to invite the Spirit of Christ into their home. And plus it just looks pretty, obviously. Just like this one. People have obviously grown from just inviting the Spirit of Christ in their home. It's just a staple of Christmas, staple decoration of Christmas and the holiday itself. So without further ado, let's get started. You guys should have the material. You don't have to do the wreath as I'm talking. Obviously, with glue drying and all that, it's going to take longer than the presentation here. So just, you know, if you just want to watch and just, you know, jot down things, mental notes, whatever you want to do, don't have to do this while this is going. It's completely up to you guys. But other than that, I think we're good to go. So first, let's talk about materials. The must-haves are specifically 18 candy canes here. Glue of any kind. I have Elmer's glue down at the bottom of the screen. I personally used hot glue. I used a hot glue gun because my mom's a crafter and she just had that. And I thought that that would be a good idea. It's easy to handle and all that. But any type of glue, clear glue, white glue, it doesn't matter. You could use colored glue. It really doesn't matter with the glue. And then gift wrapping ribbon and gift wrapping bow, like these right here. Ooh, don't fall. Again, those could be any decoration that you want. And any design, any color, it's up to you guys. Like I said, these are super customizable. And I haven't done this yet. I've seen, oh gosh, black and white candy canes. I think they're supposed to be Oreo flavored, which I don't know about that. But I think it'd be really fun to do design with those candy canes. Make sort of like a black and white version of the wreaths. There's color candy canes. Again, this is super customizable to what you guys want to do yourself. And then a few other materials. These are just things that you might want. Again, it's not a necessity. You don't need them. But I put string and specifically fishing wire because I do have fishing wire in between the candy canes right here just to give them a little bit more stability. And like I said, my mom just had that around the house for her crafts. So it's just something I already had. Obviously, you don't want to go out and buy fishing wire. I am so afraid this is going to fall. But it's completely up to you again. I've seen candy cane wreaths, they have tape on it, and you can barely even see it. It's up to you guys, like I said. And right here, this picture obviously does not have a bow on it. It has a snowflake in the middle instead. And that's, again, that's up to you guys. If you guys want to put a snowflake in the middle, if you want to do a bow, again, completely customizable, up to you. I tried to cut out a snowflake from one of my first wreaths that I made, and I can't cut out snowflakes, I realized. So I used a gift wrapping bow instead because that was just easier for me. But again, up to you guys completely. And these are just some examples of different things that people have put in the middle. The one on the left here, they even used mini candy canes for the middle of their candy cane wreath, which I thought was really fun. And then obviously they have different designs here with little mini candy canes. I would not even want to try this one, the one on the more bottom part, because that looks not sturdy at all. But but over here to the right too, we have somebody, they just cut out a circle and put Merry Christmas on it, which I think is fine too. And you could kind of see, I don't know if you guys can, but there's some tape there. They put tape on the wreaths to make sure that it was nice and sturdy for him. But again, these are just different examples of what you guys can put in the middle. Like I said, these aren't like, you know, set in stone. You don't need these. It's whatever you guys want to do for yourself. So let's start with the steps to make it. Like I said, when I looked at it on Pinterest, I kind of just taught myself how to do it. I didn't look at any steps on how to do it. I just was looking at pictures. But these steps that I have are just, you know, the general idea of it. And I might come off of screen share for a little bit just to kind of show you what I mean when I'm talking about the directions, and I'm going to show with this wreath behind me. But let's get started. So part one, we're going to lay out our candy canes in hearts, and I'll show you guys what that means here in a second, and connect the hearts so that the sides are touching and you have a circle of hearts. Like down here, I hope you guys can see my mouse. You know, when I say hearts, I mean right here, and then we connect them to the sides right here, and I'll show you guys here in person real quick. But a quick tip, I always like to tell people to use a piece of cardboard, even parchment paper, to contain the glue blobs, because we're going to have a few glue blobs here. I mean, if that doesn't matter to you though, and you just want to do it on your countertop, good for you, but my mom always yells at me, so I have to use a piece of cardboard when I do this. But real quick, let me get off of screen share here and just show you guys what I mean in person when I mean like circle of hearts, connecting hearts, all that stuff. I just call them hearts because I feel like it's the easiest to use here. Pictures did it pretty good justice, I think. I'm going to show you guys the back here. Can't really tell with the camera quality, but there are globs and globs of glue. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But you know, we just have little hearts here. So I just start with the hearts and then begin to connect them on these sides here. And then we're going to start the gluing process. Let me put that back up here. There we go. Get back to screen share. Alrighty. All right, we're at the gluing. So what I like to do is I like to glue the sides of the heart, quote unquote, first. And it's fun to make designs with the glue. I'll show you guys again what I mean by that in a little bit. But I like to glue the sides first and not the hearts together. It's just a personal preference of mine. Like I said, though, it's up to you guys if you want to just glue hearts together and then put them together. That's up to you guys, but this is just what I like to do. What I usually do is I do a line of glue down the side, and then I stick them together. And then once they've almost dried, I also put 2 lines of glue on the sides of the other glue. Again, it's just a sturdy extra measure that I'm taking there. Once the glue is dried, we can start gluing the hearts together, and soon we'll have one big wreath. And another tip, don't be shy with the glue, because most of it will be covered up in the end. So trust me, when I say don't be shy with the glue, don't be shy with the glue. It's honestly, you barely even see it half the time. I'm trying to stop, there we go. I wish you guys could see it a little bit better. But I actually did designs, did designs with the little sides here with glue. I kind of put dots, if that makes sense. You can barely see it, I'm sorry. but it kind of looks like little raindrops, little clear raindrops. And I just made that a part of the design of the wreath. And it's also, again, a sturdy measure just to make sure that they don't fall apart. Get back on screen share. Alrighty, we're on to part 2. All right, so part 2, we're gonna begin making the small bows for the top tips of our heart. Again, I'll show you guys that here in a second. It's up to you whether or not you want to wrap it around the tips or just tie a bow and then glue it on. But my saving tip is making the bow and then gluing it on later is definitely a time saver. I'm going to show you guys that here in a second, what I mean by that. Okay. So what I did, obviously, if you look at the back, I didn't tie them around here. This is what I mean by the tips of the hearts. I didn't tie them around here. I tried before, and it's hard. But again, if that's something you could do easier, more power to you. I can't do it. So I just made these little bows here, and then I just glued them on. Again, a lot of glue. But I didn't tie them around because it was just too much of a hassle for me personally. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on. Oh no. There we go. Okay. Back to screen share. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do that, I guess. And then the next part of part 2 is gluing the middle bow or ribbon on the middle here. And again, it's a personal preference if you want to use a gift bow, or you can even use the ribbon that we were using for these little bows here on the tips, and make a bigger bow out of that. Or you can use a snowflake like I have on the picture down here. Again, it's completely up to you. I say you can use the ribbon that we've been using with the little bows on the tips of the hearts, and you can make a bigger bow out of that. But a tip for me is the gift bow is a little bit easier for me personally, again, and don't be shy with the glue. The gift bow, again, it's something also I had in just around the house because it's Christmas time and we're wrapping presents, so we just have a few bows to spare, so that's what I use personally. You can use the bows that we have been using. It's honestly, again, up to you. Don't be shy with the glue. I gotta keep saying it. And we're down to the final part, and I'll show you guys again the wreath here just real quick after we get here. We're going to use the ribbon we have been using, or even a piece of garland. I say that specifically because that's what I used for this specific wreath. It's to loop through the wreath and tie it at the end so we can hang it on something. You don't have to, you know, just a command hook and just hang one of the hoops on there. You don't really need a ribbon to hang it, but I personally like it because I think it just adds a little something extra to it. Again, this tip is you can really get creative and personal with this wreath. You can use different colors and materials, and it brings a personal value to it. If you're doing it for multiple different people, I know I did a purple theme for one of my friends a few years back. She loves purple, so I was using purple ribbon and purple bows and stuff like that. She really liked it. But again, this is totally up to you guys. So I'm just going to show you again just the final product here. Still got some glue. Like I said, I use this gift bow. It's just glued to the back, nothing real special here. Tons and tons of glue. And then this piece of garland here, I chose just like a candy cane sort of design. And then I just tied it at the end here and loop them through right here. and it's gonna hang on my door in my apartment, just as another little decoration. We've got the whole place decked out, but that's my personal little contribution to it. There we go. All right. There we go. I'm gonna do that again. Okay. So now we have ended the step-by-step process. I want to know if you guys have any questions. It could be about the wreath. It could be about the history of the wreath. It could be about my dog. I could talk about my dog all day long. Any questions at all is up to you guys right now.
All right, I'll go ahead and stop the recording.